What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live here on Mike Drop Sports. I am back yet again here on a Monday with the live show. We had no football tonight. It got canceled because we thought it was going to storm and then it didn't end up storming. So, hey, it is what it is. What's up, George T? What's up, Russ? What's up, TD? What's up, guys in the chat? Saw some clips in Steelers Live of Cam hitting sleds. He looks healthy. I saw it yesterday. I got to say that too. He did. He looked pretty good yesterday. I got to admit, and they seemed to be in high spirits yesterday on the defensive side of the football. That was really cool. Where I was yesterday, I really got an intimate look at what they were doing on the far field, closest to the building where their locker rooms are for practice. And I got to say, I was pleased with what I saw from the defense. They excited me. I really feel like this defense is going to be a top unit, man. I really, really do. I have high hopes for them. And honestly, to see the speed that the Steelers have on defense right now, it's really amazing. And I think it's something for the fan base to really jump for joy about, dude. Because I'm going to tell you guys, they are scary fast on defense, especially in the middle, in my opinion. Seeing Patrick Queen live, he's quick, dude. Way quicker than I had even thought. You look at Peyton Wilson, super fast, man. Just real athletic, just a real speedster. And the way that they are going to be able to get sideline to sideline, guys, the way you see Landon Roberts, a guy that can thump downhill, man. He's one of the hardest hitters around right now in a game that they've tried to water down in terms of physicality. And Landon Roberts is one of those throwback type guys that can lay the freaking lumber down, dude. He can hit. And you can go and research that from other players across the league talking about it, and you will hear the same thing all the time. And Landon Roberts is a thumper, dude. And you are going to get to see that yet again. And hopefully, I think he'll have a more healthy season considering the rotation. There's some guys that I feel like are going to be able to provide some depth. I like Dirty Red coming back, Medikevich, just not for special teams. I like him to be able to get in there, give guys a break a little bit here and there, keep the health of that unit up. Kyron Johnson, I believe, has maybe shown a little bit here in terms of speed also. So maybe somebody like that. I think that's who I was watching. But there's several guys on this football team that you got to be excited about, especially on the defensive side of the football. Deshaun Elliott, I think, is going to be an amazing talent for the Steelers this year. I think Corey Trice is going to come in and be able to do some things, being like a clone of Joey Porter Jr., in my opinion. I definitely think that you look at Beanie Bishop will be a surprise. Hopefully. We're not, crowning anybody yet, guys, because real football hasn't started yet, and that starts tomorrow for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to dive into that, and we're going to dive into this Justin Fields bullshit, in my opinion, man. People want to crown this guy as the starter now. People want to talk about how he's having an electric camp and he's doing all these great things, and it's not from the local media. I'm not talking about the local media. I'm talking about national media, like I had heard Colin Cowherd saying he's doing all the right things at camp. He's doing all these great things. Buddy, I don't know who you're watching at camp. I'm not sure. Yes, he is showing us the same things he showed us in Chicago. Yes, it's shorts and a helmet, but the guy is inconsistent. Yes, he's a freak athlete. Yes, has a monster arm. But you got to be consistent. You have to work through your progressions. You have to be able to process the game, man, and be accurate. His inaccuracy is a problem, and we have to get those things fixed. Would I love to see Justin Fields succeed and be a complete player? Yes, hell yes. I think we all want to see that, but we have to live in reality, and what he is doing right now isn't it. It's not it. We have to see what happens here when the pads come on, guys. Again, I'm going to hold my comments for the offensive line group. I thought they looked fast with fast feet, fast hands, that kind of thing when I saw them doing some drills. Again, you're looking at Nate Herbig right now being Nasty Nate. I was thinking about the Herbig brothers. But you're looking at Herbig right now being the guy right now. It seems like getting those first team reps. You're still seeing Dan Moore Jr. as that left tackle, Broderick Jones as the right, Troy Fautanu pulling that backup role. But again, guys, we cannot truly evaluate these guys in any way, shape, or form until those pads come on. Let's get back to the chat here as we are just getting started. It's football season. There's a lot to talk about, so we will have a lot of conversation here. Oh, man, I got a little fly flying around my thing. Or my computer screen. But anyway, we're going to have a lot to talk about. So make sure you're smashing that like button as we dive in here on our Monday edition here on Steel City Live. As always, though, make sure you're subscribing as we continue to build this channel and grow. We're headed toward 5,000 subscribers, so let's keep that up. I'm doing good, Jason. I'm doing good, Russ. I answered you with my name. But anyway, I'm doing good. Camp was okay, but guys, I got to talk about camp real quick. We are going to get into the chat. So don't go anywhere. If you put a message into the chat, I'm going to answer that. But I have to say it again, like I said in my morning upload today. Some of the adults that surround this football team as fans are absolutely completely stupid and ridiculous, and I am uncomfortable for them, for their behavior. And it's not even me exhibiting the behavior, and I'm uncomfortable just watching them do it. That's how sad it is. You're a grown-ass man in your 50s. Dude, don't freaking try to kill a kid to get an autograph from somebody that isn't probably even going to make the team. Like, grow up a little bit, you know? I got to say that was the biggest takeaway from camp than more than anything was the complete and utter idiocracy of some of these fans. And I'm not saying it's all. It's just this little section, this little sect of just a handful of people that are just stupid. And the guys up there trying to get all their memorabilia signed and shit, coming with stacks of cards, stacks of photos. Get a life, dude. Like, no wonder these guys don't want to sign autographs. No wonder you get like 10 of them that come through and the rest of them sneak out of the back on golf carts so they don't have to sign shit because they don't want to sign for these idiots that are making money off of them signing their names. Like, oh, it just pissed me off yesterday so bad with that bullshit. Whenever there's kids, like, let the kids do their thing. Stand back, enjoy. Maybe you'll get more players to come up and have some conversation and talk and things. So, maybe not make it so weird and uncomfortable when they come up there kissing their ass like they're gods or something. Like, come on, bro. That was just hard to stomach. I gotta say, I gotta get off of it because it makes me so mad. Tom Ford, hi, I'm at work right now. I hope y'all have a great night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Well, hopefully you have a good night at work, Tom. Thanks for stopping through, buddy. Russ, yeah, we have some great speed. Jackson having a good camp. Knew he would. Yeah, we always keep talking about that, Russ, here, man. Every live, I feel like we dive into that Dante Jackson speed. I think he is going to have a solid role carved out for him here this season and definitely feel like he can get the job done as the incumbent number 2 guy right now across from Joey Porter Jr. I definitely feel like he provides the talent that is necessary in order to complete the edges for the Pittsburgh Steelers on in the defensive backfield. I don't know what I want to do, Beer Malls. Danny George, canning hot peppers and listening to the show. Awesome, dude. I love hot peppers, man. Malachi Smith, what's up? Did you see any kickoff rehearsal? No, I did not see any of that at all. Toward the end of practice when they were doing like 7 shots and shit like that, I watched some of that. And then literally it was so damn hot, I had to kind of hide for a minute to get myself back into reality. I was just dying in that heat. But yeah, because I was out there and there's no shade. Again, they took the one whole section away to where like people that really wanted to watch practice and stay in the shade could be, and they put up all these media tents that nobody uses, which was kind of puzzling to me. So they kind of jammed all the fans in at the top, like in the one little corner. I feel like they're really losing sight of some of the things that make them the Steelers, that make them the franchise that we all know and love. I just feel like they're losing sight of it a little bit whenever it comes to taking care of the fans in some instances. There are some players, though, I got to really applaud, giving shoes, gloves. They were really cool. Some of the players that probably won't be around, those are the coolest guys. They're living it up. But I didn't see any of that. I am curious myself, Malachi. I think it'll be interesting in Thursday's Hall of Fame game to really get to see that and really take some notes on that, because I think Danny Smith will have some answers. I think he will be able to put a unit together that will be highly efficient in doing this, because I think he is one of the better special teams coordinators throughout the league. So I'm comfortable with that. I just think we need to see some reps and see some of this going on here and see what we can do, because it is definitely going to be something new. Beer Malls crowned them, now crowned them. They are who we thought we were, the old Dennis Green. Yeah, I miss Denny Green, man. He had always some good sound bites, man. They are who we thought they were. It was awesome, man. But, guys, we're going to dive into the Justin Fields bullshit. I'm going to talk about a comment that I heard Colin Cowherd make. And I'm going to talk about that because it really annoyed the shit out of me, because it's a guy that's not watching this team intimately, but yet has a market, has a platform to where he's speaking to thousands, tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, and spitting shit that ain't true, that isn't true. You can have takes and you can try to be controversial and shit. That's cool. I'm cool with that. But don't say things that aren't happening, man, because you're misleading people. And people go to these big box media, people that just spew stupid shit half the time, that don't really know what they're talking about. And they're relying on them for their news and their content. And it's going to get you into a place to where you're getting inaccurate information. I'm sorry. Colin Cowherd, with what he said about Justin Fields today, we're going to talk about what he said about Russell Wilson. I don't know if it was today, but it's been in the last couple days, and I just ran upon it when I was outside pressure washing. I actually just had my phone playing YouTube videos in the background, and it popped up, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Beer Malls. Yeah, I'm hearing Boss was missing some short kicks, and Presley has got some new clubs in his punting bag. Presley is sticking it within the 10. No, Presley isn't even on the team no more, Beer Malls. He's gone. You're talking about the Beer Burr lookalike Johnston, the new punter, number 5 on the roster, number 1 in your hearts. No, but he looked really good. The new punter, guys, I got to say, was bombing some balls, looking really consistent. Boswell, from what I seen, was typical Boss in training camp. Messing around, hitting balls. I did watch him, my son and I, from the 50, putting it through the uprights with absolute ease, with about 10, 12 yards to spare, consistently, like 2 or 3 times in a row. I did see that out of Boswell yesterday. That was definitely something that I saw. I don't pay attention to what they're doing constantly, because there's other things going on, other drills going on. So I don't pay attention to that wholeheartedly, through the whole practice. But definitely Boz missed a couple here and there. But they're practicing. They're trying different techniques. They're doing different things. They're tweaking different things. So don't get overly concerned with any of those things that you're hearing. But definitely I will say the punter was doing really well. He can bomb the ball. But again, we saw Presley Harvin do really well last year too, bombing the ball in camp and look like a fool, Sorry, hold on. Let me get a drink, guys. West Virginia, Italian hot peppers, baby. Gotta love them. Presley was cut. Yep, he was gone. Malachi Smith, hopefully we don't see Presley kick much at all, but when he does, I love to see it close to that. Yeah, he's gone, guys. Presley Harvin is gone. The Steelers have a new punter. Johnston is his last name, or Johnston, or whatever his name is. He's the Bill Burr lookalike guy. He played for the Texans. Very consistent guy. But definitely somebody that I feel like is going to be able to provide the Steelers with some consistency there, guys. So definitely continue to watch out for him. Yeah, Johnston, George. John Broadway, hey, Jason, question, do you think Pickens just wants to be let go? I don't think that is the situation, but I had heard I think it was from DK Pittsburgh Sports. I'm not sure. I think that's where it was. Again, guys, I was outside pressure washing today, and I was like into it, man. I had my earbud in, and I'm just like, videos are playing, and so I listened to so many different videos today while I was outside. But I think it was DK Pittsburgh Sports that had talked about a shoving match between George Pickens and Coach Azani. I guess Azani like pushed into George and George pushed him back. I don't know what to take from all this shit. I don't know if George Pickens wants out. I don't know what his deal is. Maybe he's getting frustrated again, guys, with the wide receiver talk that everybody has brought up all offseason. That's all anybody has talked about. And that's with a team that has a quarterback situation like the Steelers do, and all anybody can talk about is the wide receiver position. And it's another situation to where the Steelers have an offensive line that is in serious need of being put together correctly. A team full of young guys on the offensive line, and still all anyone can talk about is the wide receiver spot. And you have the first two pieces of the puzzle that are incomplete right now, and you can't move forward and go sign $30 million a year wide receivers until you have a couple things fixed and put in place. It just doesn't work. You have to go through the process, man. The offensive line starts it all. The quarterback is the focal point. Then go out and work on your skill players and figure that shit out if you want to upgrade. But until you're secured those two positions and figure shit out, you're kind of stuck, and you shouldn't make any monster moves. I just don't think so anyway. Oh man, I'd like it, Danny. That'd be awesome, dude. I like banana peppers. John Broadway, have you ever had peppers and that? From now, I have not. That sounds good though. Yeah, Colin Coward is an idiot, man. He is. I'm going to say it, and I don't like calling people idiots and downing them and everything. I don't like being a jackwagon like that about media people, because I really try to respect people. Because, guys, I got to say this. Doing this stuff is extremely difficult. And I know a lot of people think like you just pick this thing up and you just get on here and start talking. It isn't all that easy, man. You got to come up with different things for content ideas. You have to try to figure out kind of things that you're going to talk about. Yeah, maybe it gets easier after time. Yes, it does, dude. It does. But I respect what media people do, especially people that host their own shows. Talking for an hour without anybody to help you talk is definitely pretty hard. You know, it's not easy to just do that, and I respect them. But man, when you say some dumbass shit that's inaccurate, you know, it's okay to pose a question or say something that's inaccurate because you're asking, you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to talk through it because you're not sure. But when you sit there and you're Colin Coward, and on this show today, you literally said Justin Fields is having some stellar camp. First of all, they're in helmets and shorts. So that right there makes your statement stupid as shit to even say. First of all, no one's having a stellar camp just yet. Yes, maybe guys are showing some progress, showing some promise. We can say that. But when you're going out there and talking about a guy having a fabulous camp after 4 days in shorts and a helmet, I think you're wrong, dude. I think we're just jumping the gun a little bit. And that's okay. Some people think that. You know, some people are getting more out of it than I am, I guess. I don't know. But Colin Coward saying Justin Fields is this guy. There's going to be a major quarterback controversy. They don't want Russ being there, kind of deal. Kind of saying like he's old. All he does is throw check downs. His arm sucks. I don't know. I seen him throw some balls off to the side that had some zip on him. I'm sure he can throw more than just a check down, it seems like. Just my observation. But, you know, talking a lot of shit about a situation that I don't think you're intimately intertwined with and that you're not really watching. You're just catching bits and pieces and talking some shit. I just don't agree with what he does, man. I just think that he needs to just be a little bit more mindful of what the hell he's spewing out there about. I'd love to debate him any day. He would like to have me on there. I would go on there and debate him about the Pittsburgh Steelers and talk shit. Would I be nervous as hell to be on a platform that large? Absolutely. But I still feel like he says some off the wall shit, man. I'd definitely go on there and debate him about the Steelers. The great news, Clutch Balls. I love Boswell, man. I think he's the key to this Steelers team every single year, man. Every single year. Wait, because the Steelers can't score no damn points. We'll hope that changes this year. I like peppers in that. If I could find it in a jar, I'd eat that shit. Jason, where does Tomlin roam during training camp? Is he present? Yeah, he's everywhere, man. You'll see him all over the place. I see him a lot sticking around over toward the Defenders, looking over there. You know, that's his home place, man. That's where he comes from. That's what he built his career on, was the defense, you know, with the Minnesota Vikings, moving down to Tampa with Dungy, or coming from Tampa with Dungy. I believe Minnesota was his second stop, I believe. I'm not sure. It's been so long since I thought about it. But he looks at the Defenders. He definitely goes all throughout. So he's very interactive. He's very present. I will say that about Mike Tomlin. It does appear that the players, you know, really enjoy playing for him. There's some rumors out there about, too, from Colin Cowherd, that Russell Wilson, the only person on the team he's befriended so far, is Mike Tomlin, and that's it. And, you know, just because they're both wealthy people, so, you know, they both get along, and that's Russ's only friend, and Russ has no friends on any teams that he's ever on. Come on, dude. Just because guys are on teams together doesn't mean that they have to hang out 24/7. Russ has a family, dude. He has kids, a wife, a family, a whole damn life. Guys that are married, guys that are, you know, with a family every day, that's what you do. You don't go hang out at the bar or hang out somewhere else, hanging out with your buddies, dude, every damn day. Get a life, you know? That's just not what you do as a married dude. You know, most married men, most family guys, I have no time to go out and just hang out with people, man, every day. Now, is that saying that I can't go out here and there and have a beer with a buddy, or have a buddy over and have a beer or something like that? No, that's not saying that. But Colin Cowherd's acting like Russell Wilson has no damn friends, you know, like that movie where it was about the Cleveland Browns draft day or something like that. And they were talking about the quarterback and being like, he don't have no friends. His friends don't come to a birthday party. Colin Cowherd said, yeah, when Russ got married, there wasn't even 10 football players there. Who freaking cares, dude? I care about what he puts out on the field. And as long as players respect him out there in that building, and they seem to get along. He seems to be cool with them. They all seem to have good things to say about him. Let it go, dude. Who gives a shit? It's crazy. You don't have to be out there partying every night, hanging with people to justify your place in the locker room. And I think that was another stupid ass thing. I am trending. What's that mean, David? What are you trending about, buddy? Aaron Jade, here we go. Steelers, amen. Nathaniel Sampson, what's up, man? Good to see you. John Broadway, LOL, Jack Wagon. Haven't heard that in years. Yeah, Jack Wagon. That's my thing. I always say it. Beer Malls, Colin Cowherd has got a great voice, an NPR voice. Yeah, and an NPR mind sometimes, too. Yo, Russ, Jason, you would wreck him. And I would love to debate him, dude, about the Steelers. Now, he may know shit about other teams that I don't know, but I would love the invitation to go on and talk about the Steelers and show or tell or have conversation about what he is saying that is totally, absolutely inaccurate. I was at the practice. I've seen many practices. I've seen many pieces of tape from Justin Fields. Just because you're seeing a highlight on Twitter doesn't tell you the whole story, dude. You see one good throw or two good throws out of a whole practice when you're throwing 50, 60 balls. That don't tell you the tale. And I got to say this, the team won 7 shots. The offensive unit won 7 shots on Sunday. 2 of those touchdowns come from Kyle Allen. Just saying. Just saying. In a 5-3 win. So 2 of those come from Kyle Allen, and I know Justin Fields ran one in. But probably pretty easy to run one in when you can't get fucking tackled. Just saying. No doubt, Jamie. I agree, dude. Jamie Carlo, F. Coward, yeah, no doubt. John Broadway, unfortunately, people who talk ridiculous stuff, crapola, only live on drama. Yeah, I can't live in that life. I'm not going to sit here and constantly try to stir the pot. I do want to speak the truth, and I do want to be a realist, but damn, dude, that is all some of the shit is just drama clickbait. There's never just a regular show, you know? It just is crazy to me. Our new punter averages 46 yards, huge amount of inside the 10 as long as 74. Man, be nice to hit 174 once in your life. That'd be sick. Hit a ball 74 yards off your foot. That's awesome. Ryan Stanley, what's up? Hey, brother, just wanted to let you know you sound much more smooth. Either your stuff keep getting better, man. Kind of like your 1% every practice. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate you, bro. Danny George, I emailed you to get where I could send you some. Oh, thanks, man. That'd be sick. Beer Malls, great news about the new punter, Russ. Yeah, I thought I heard on the Sunday radio show that. Oh, you're talking back and forth. Talking about Harbin, didn't even know he was. Yeah, dude, the punter's like a lost position sometimes. And it's been so long since they cut Presley. He was actually in the first round of cuts this offseason and releases. And then they went out there and they got the Bill Burr lookalike from the Texans. And definitely it's been an upgrade in my eyes. Presley Harvin was just vastly inconsistent and cost the Steelers many, many times last year. His inability to keep the ball onto the other side of the field, man, the opponent's side of the field was a real problem. You cannot net 20 yards in the NFL punting the football on a consistent basis, and he did do that, guys. It was cringe moments every time he got up there because it was either going to be a monster kick out of the back of the end zone, a boomer, or it was going to be literally a 20-yard net. It's just crazy. Thank you, TD. Appreciate it. Hit the like button. Absolutely, guys. We're almost 30 minutes into the show. Let's get those likes up and share the show also on your social media platforms as we continue to grow the channel. We also would like you to subscribe. We appreciate it as we are inching toward 4,000. We want to be at the 5,000 mark in subscribers before the end of training camp. I know I shouldn't really put that much of an emphasis on subscriber count. Views is what matters in all honesty, but I'd like to get our subscriber count up to at least the 5,000 mark before I switch formats here for our daily live show. It's going to go into a format like through StreamYard or something like that to where I can make it more professional and things of that nature. I only do it here to reach more people, to grow our community. So make sure you hit that so we can get more subscribers. I feel comfortable switching over to the other format once we hit about 5,000 subscribers onto the channel, just because I think that would be more of where we need to be. Farmer Jr. 81, Jackson hasn't impressed me yet. We should have kept Deontay. Deontay Johnson, sadly, has been just dropping balls down in Carolina. It's just, I don't know what his deal is down there, but it is what it is. Dante Jackson has made some interceptions up here. He's had some highlight reel stuff. The only thing I've seen Deontay Johnson in the highlight reel so far through camp is drops, but it's still young. It's still a very early training camp period for all teams around the NFL. But I'm comfortable with Deontay Johnson being gone. I feel like his drama, his ego, and his attitude was getting a little bit too much. Just my opinion. And I think sometimes you need to part ways. And I'm not I'm not afraid to do that for George Pickens either. I feel like you need to cut the cancers out of the locker room the minute they start. I really, really, truly do. I don't care how good you are. If you contaminate a football team, I think you need to be gone. I want guys that want to come to work every day and be part of a team, not guys that want to come to work every day and be part of a look at me bullshit. I don't like it. I don't like the diva shit. And I think every football team that has a good head coach, that has a good front office, a good franchise, has to see those things and has to get rid of those players no matter what they can do for you. I'm sorry. I'll find another you in a minute. Isn't that the song? JT getting closer and closer to football. Finally, hopefully, we see this team blossom into what we are all thinking and hoping is Super Bowl caliber team. That's from JT. I don't know about a Super Bowl caliber team, but I think this team can blossom at least defensively right now into a top 10, top 5 unit on defense. I'd say top 5 unit on defense. Now, offensively, it's going to depend on a lot of things. A lot of variables have to come into play here. One, that offensive line. Two, the quarterback situation. And if you start the season with Justin Fields, remember this, guys. If you start the season with Justin Fields and you start the season with inconsistencies on the offensive line, I can see the Steelers going on losing streaks throughout this whole season. I can see there's patches throughout this season and this schedule that I could see the Steelers dropping 2-3 games in a row if those things aren't correct. Now, on the other hand, if they are correct and they are starting to grow and they are starting to build this offense in the direction that they hope to build it, I could see them going on 3, 4, 5 game win streaks too. Now, there's two sides to it, but there is so much potential here, guys, for the season to go drastic either way. It could be a really good season or it could be a absolute shit show. And it could quite easily evolve into the shit show. I know we're going to get a bomb receiver to replace him, but it's going to cost us big. I don't know if they do go out and get anybody, guys. I heard the rumors of DK Metcalf. I heard those last week or the week before. You heard a lot of other media outlets talking about a Tyreek Hill, talking about a DK Metcalf, talking about the Brandon Ayuk trade, saying that the Steelers are really, truly interested. As this time marches on, it's starting to become less and less and less of a thing for me anyway. If it doesn't happen here in the next week or two, I don't know if it happens. I really don't. And I don't know if the Steelers are in desperation mode. I like the way Van Jefferson's playing right now, at least with his routes and things. We have to see when pads come on and shit. That's going to be the telltale sign. I think Calvin Austin still needs some work. I think he needs to get a little bit better coming in and out of his breaks. I think he needs to get a little bit better across the middle to intermediate type depth across the middle. I think he needs to get a little bit better there, a little bit more focus on catching the football there. I think Roman Wilson will steadily improve, hopefully. I think they all need to work on that ability to stay low, stay low to the ground to get that leverage, because I think Arthur Smith is going to really require his wide receivers to be heavy blockers downfield. And if you're not going to be able to do that, you're not going to see a lot of reps. So that could get you, stacked up down the depth chart to where you're not getting as many reps as you would probably want. So we'll see. There's a lot of opportunities for this team. There's a lot of opportunities for this wide receiver room. There's some guys that I think can shock you or do things that, maybe we don't think they could do. And I don't know if the Steelers are in desperation mode that want to go out there and spend monster draft capital and monster money. I just don't know if they're in that type of situation. You look at this roster and you say to yourself, if they don't go out there, you're probably looking at a tight end being the second leading receiver on this football team, because you've seen the Steelers so far in training camp utilize the shit out of Pat Freiermuth. Does that mean an extension is coming for Pat, or a new contract, new money for Pat? I don't know. I don't know if that necessarily means that that will be the case, at least right now in this offseason, because I think the Steelers do have major concerns about his health and his longevity in this league. I do think that they do. Now, can they sign him on a decently team friendly deal? That will be the question here this offseason, whether or not Pat gets a new money deal here with the Steelers, in my opinion. I think they're going to need to be, around the $6-7 million a year range for him this season, or moving forward for a couple years. And I don't even know if they go past 2 years. And is Pat's side interested in doing something like that? I don't know. I just think there's a lot of question marks with his health and his sustainability in this league. But are the Steelers that desperate? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Is this football team in a desperation mode? Could they not survive without a wide receiver two, so-called wide receiver two being brought in? Because I think if they bring one of those guys in, they're wide receiver one instantly. John Broadway, Jason, what I dig about you is that you are real, you are practical, and thank you, man. I appreciate that, John. Very much so. Russ says, Alex Kazora, check him out on YouTube. He's from Steelers Depot. Did a great breakdown on all positions in camp. Yeah, I'll check him out, man. I think I've heard of him before. Beer Malls, I'm interested to see this Steelers-Bills scrimmage where they are going to practice the new kickoff rule. Going to be an X factor this season to see what teams get creative with the new rules. Yeah, definitely. New rules bringing new possibilities for you to bend the rules and new possibilities to figure some new concepts out. Definitely, I think Danny Smith can be innovative and do some special things with it. We'll see. And we'll see what this team can keep special teams player-wise and who's going to be doing these special teams that we're looking forward to seeing, because I think that definitely you'll see some scoring off of that kickoff rule. Farmer Jr. 81, I hear he's dropping balls just like he said, relax. He needs to relax for sure. John Broadway, where do you hang out if we could do a crowd meet and greet? I don't hang out anywhere, buddy. Nowhere. I hang out in my house. That is it. I hang out with my youth teams that I coach, basketball, football, stuff like that. That's about it for me, man. I really, truly do not hang out anywhere. I stay home. Too old to be out and about. But if we ever wanted to get a meet and greet or something together, I'd be willing to figure something out. Farmer Jr., Deontay is a pros pro who has hands. He is elite. He was mad at the offense, especially what we are going to get rid of Pickens of Harris. I don't know who we're going to get rid of next. But the Steelers don't put up with your attitude too long. They don't put up with all that. It's just the way it is. It's not Jason making it up. Deontay isn't a pros pro. When you give up on plays and you stand there, you watch a fumble, you watch a player lose a fumble, you watch players get hit, you don't interact in the play, you just stand there and watch it, you're not a pros pro. You celebrate being down 14 points like you just won the Super Bowl after scoring a touchdown late in garbage time. That you're not a pros pro for me. That's just my thoughts. I'm not dogging your comment. I'm just telling you what I see. The guy went almost 650 days without a touchdown catch in the NFL. I don't care who's your quarterback. If you're elite, you're gonna score in a couple year period. I don't care who your quarterback is, who your coordinator is. The elite guys find a way. I'm just saying. Do I think Deontay Johnson is a good wide receiver? Yeah, I do. I don't think that he's trash. I think he has good ability. I think that he can make some exciting plays. But I could deal without him. He's not a must-have on my roster. He's not a, oh my God, he's gone type player. You know what I mean? In my eyes, anyway. Maybe for some of you he is, but he's definitely not in my eyes. Pittsburgh is blue collar, and so are the Steelers. John Broadway. Russ, I remember in the 70s, Noel cut two of the best safeties. Pete Harris, Franco's brother, was one for being bad apples and still won a Super Bowl. I think, honestly, when you cut some of the dead weight, sometimes guys that are dragging you down, Even if they are productive players, you get better because it maybe fixes some things around the locker room. Maybe. I don't know. And I'm not saying that they get rid of anybody. I'm not saying that they get rid of Harris. I'm not saying if they get rid of Pickens or anybody. Anybody. I'm just saying that sometimes in general, Beer Mall Steelers Chargers, they'll be in the 500s. At halftime, we'll be on the switchback concourse smoking a cig on the railing. Well, there you go, Beer Malls. What's up, Justin Meneke in the house? Russ, I don't think we're getting a new wide receiver. Justin, let's go Steelers. Beer Malls, Russ, I agree. Muth will be heavily targeted. Beer Malls, it's going to be a Tennessee-style ball control offense with a stellar defense. John Broadway, no, don't waste more money. Stop acting like the clowns. We don't need to be so pathetically needy. No, you don't want to be needy. When you're needy and you go out there and make deals, you get bad deals. And I think that is something that Omar Khan has exhibited great patience with and has made this football team not desperate to where they don't go out there and do these stupid things. And no matter how big their need is, they're not going to go out there and make a deal that plays for them badly. Beer Malls fans, it sounds cheap. Acrisure, you can bring a Ziploc bag of food. Oh, I didn't know you could take anything in there. Last year, I brought in a bunch of Italian sausage in a Ziploc bag. Oh, I didn't know that, man. Had no clue. Football legend. Thank you for the $1. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Appreciate the super chat. Let's see. That's what I do. I don't pay their food. Their food prices are out of control, bro. Horrible. I can't stand to go in there and pay $6-7 for a bag of candy, $10. Like, come on. What are you paying for popcorn now? Like $12-14, something like that for a bucket of popcorn or a box of popcorn or some shit that costs them probably 50 cents to get. You go to a high school game, you get popcorn for $1. And you get like a bag of it. It may look like I'm a degenerate, but dude, you're allowed to. Hey, man, I'll take food in. I ain't got no shame in my game. I took a cooler full of drinks with my son and I to training camp. He's 9 years old. My oldest son didn't go, but we went in there. I had a little cooler full of drinks. I had drinks in my backpack. We got some tacos and a lemonade. That's all we bought there. Well, he had to have a $32 autograph ball. We did that one too. And we weren't going to do that, but they have the year on them. Each training camp has like 2023, 2022, and he has 2022, 2023, 2024 in his autograph ball so far. So since he's been into going and getting signatures since he was 6. So he has those. And just had to buy it. $8 hot dog. I ain't buying an $8 hot dog. First of all, hot dogs ain't even that good for $8. That's crazy. John Broadway, anyone I know back in the old Three Rivers Stadium used to bring in all kinds of food and booze. Yeah, I remember taking booze and shit in Three Rivers. Well, not me. I was a kid, but other people did that I was with. I remember them shoving them in their coats. Back in the days when they didn't search you, you didn't have to go through 15 security checks to walk through the door. TD, I don't think Justin Jefferson is worried about who is throwing him the ball. He knows he's going to score. Guys like that are super elite, that are the best at the positions, they score no matter what. They get theirs no matter what. And it is what it is. Is Deontay a ball player? That is exceptional at times. Absolutely. He's a pro, but he's not a pro's pro. He's not a Hall of Fame type guy. He's just not. Would I've liked to seen him stay? Sure. Take a big pay cut. Stop being a jackass, a jackwagon, and get your ass and fall in line. Yeah, I'd kept you. But otherwise, why not go out and grab a speedy corner that could play opposite of Joey Porter Jr. while you're trying to cultivate your young talent? Why not? It makes sense too. Sometimes you just cut a guy loose. Beer Mall's nice, Broadway. Yeah, usually I'd bring in a little bottle and buy a pop and mix it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Russ, I liked DJ at first, but when he went in the TD slump, he did change. Yeah, no, Two, whenever you're just constantly blaming others, and we the fans do it too, and we people that do these podcasts and shit do it all the time. But you got to look inside yourself. There's an issue somewhere inside yourself to where you're not having success. That's all I'm saying. Adjust something maybe within inside of you, instead of maybe looking at the quarterback and instead of looking at the offensive coordinator. Maybe say to yourself, "What can I do better?" Maybe that's the case. I ain't paying $10 for no beer either. Sean Chandler, the pads, come on tomorrow. Let's go. Absolutely, man. That's what we're all pumped about. Absolutely. Guys, that's when we're going to start to see who is who. Who's coming to play ball. Who the men of the men are. This is when you start to figure shit out. All this other bullshit that you've been hearing, people talking about their evaluations of players, talking about, oh, they had a great pass rush day, or they had a great day today. They could have made 17 make-believe tackles. Dude, come on. Now we're going to get to see Tuesday pads. Now, that's where it's at, guys. Now you're going to get to see how you can evaluate the offensive line. Now you're going to get to see how this defensive front looks. Does Cam look gold? Does DeMarvin Leal step up finally after a few years, after being drafted in the third round? How do other guys look? How do these linebackers look? How do the cornerbacks look when they can actually get up there and play really tight, aggressive press man coverage? How do these running backs look when there's actual real contact? How does this offensive line adapt to the speed of the Steelers' defense, at least the potential speed, and how they're going to be able to get sideline to sideline so efficiently and so quickly? How does the offensive line and the wide receivers adapt to that speed and handle their blocking assignments? How do they handle the Arthur Smith system in terms of their blocking assignments, knowing what's going on? How aggressive can this defense be? There's so many questions, man. I could go on and on all night, and you're going to get those answers come tomorrow, or start getting those answers. Month away, we were watching a preseason game. I can't wait, Steelers. Yeah, less than a month, we'll be watching a preseason game. You will be watching a preseason game in about a week and a half on the 9th. It should be on Friday, August 9th, I do believe. Daniel Warman, your kids are so fortunate to have such a... Oh, thank you, man. Much respect. Even though I love the Bengals, I hope Pittsburgh has a great season. Would love to see both go at it in the playoffs. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate your kind words. Definitely, I think this is a year within the AFC North that you will see at least 2-3 teams out of it. And I think this is the one real true season to where you could potentially see all of them come out of it, depending on how the AFC shakes out as a whole. And I really feel like this division is a solid division, top to bottom, with teams that have potential to make the playoffs. Now, are they all teams that I think can succeed in the playoffs? No, I don't know if the Steelers would be able to succeed in the playoffs. The way it is right now, probably not. But that's why we play the regular season games. That's why we grow. That's why this team has all these practices and makes all these moves, because you try to get better. So this team will evolve. The Bengals will evolve. The Browns, the Ravens, they'll all evolve all season. And that's why that Hard Knocks show is going to be really, really interesting, guys, because you're going to get to see what an AFC North divisional title fight looks like. And it's definitely going to be something special to see. Jason, this turned into stadium cheat codes. Hey, man, pass all the knowledge around. You guys tell them how to get it done, man. No sense in people spending money like that. Lynn S. Calvin reminds me of a young Santonio Holmes. Yeah, I could see that. I got to say this, though, about Tone. Santonio Holmes was a great handsy receiver. He caught everything. Calvin reminds me of him athletically, definitely. But hands-wise, Calvin got a lot of work to do to get to Santonio. Tone was sick with those hands. The catches he made were jaw-dropping sometimes. The moments that he stood up and was able to be the champion for this football team and come up big in big moments. You've seen it a lot. And definitely Calvin got some work, but I can see some of the resemblance, no doubt. See you, Nathaniel. Hope you have a good one, man. All right, guys, we're about 50 minutes into the show. Let's make sure we hit that like button and get that popping here on our Monday show as we go toward training camp tomorrow, which will be the first day of pads, which will also be the first day that I think you see quarterback Russell Wilson involved in team drills. I'm not sure if he will go through the entire practice, but it's a possibility that you see Russell Wilson a lot more tomorrow. And actually competing when the pads come on. You're going to get to see a little bit more clearer picture about this offensive line, I think, which has got to be the focus of this football team right now, because if you get that wrong, I think it spells disaster for this season. I have to admit that. I think this offensive line, the way they group them together, the way they put these players into position, I think literally if you fail at that and you make giant mistakes as a coaching staff there, and you don't do the right things, I don't know if they are, especially if you don't quickly recover from them or quickly correct those issues that you make or the bad moves that you make, because I don't know if you recover. The schedule setup is such, guys, that when you start getting on a bad losing streak, if you're one of these teams inside of the AFC North, it is going to be next to near impossible to rebound, man. It's going to be tough. Very, very tough. Can't wait to see clips on backers, on backs on backers. Yeah, man, that's one of the Mike Tomlin favorite drills. Definitely, you get to see some action there, man. Definitely, it's an exciting drill. I always look forward to it myself. I find it to be one of the better things of camp. But what I'm going to be more interested in, I think, than anything, TD, tomorrow is 7-on-7, 11-on-11, or the 7 shots, rather. I'm going to be interested in seeing those things tomorrow, because I need to see which quarterbacks are getting the reps, which linemen they have in place, which guys are getting rotated into where in these important positions, such as tackles. Is Zach Frazier getting an opportunity to upend Herbig at the center position? The guard positions are pretty solidified with Isaac Seumalo and James Daniels. How's this wide receiver room shaking out? Who's getting... there we are. We're back at it. Sorry. I don't know what happened there. But you got to look at this tight end room, too. That's going to be something to look at, Does Darnell Washington just get... more blocking things as reps than anything, is he getting involved in the pass game? Because if you look at what he's been doing so far, off to the side, he's been working with linemen, the tackles in particular, Broderick Jones, those guys, and working on his blocking technique as kind of like what a tackle would do. You see him really emphasizing that. Pat Freiermuth is getting the lion's share of the reps when it comes to the pass game. So, yeah, a lot of things to look at tomorrow, man. And a lot of things to look forward to this week. This week is going to be a big week for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because they are literally inching toward a game that's literally going to be... They're going to get through this week. They'll have Monday off, August 5th, and then that Friday will be the game. 3 days after that, they will have a preseason game, their first preseason matchup. Jason, John Broadway. Jason, what do you think is the key element to how our offense should approach this upcoming season? The key element has to be everything goes through this offensive line. And if they're not in place and they're not doing the right things and they're not having the right people in terms of players in the right positions, and they're not able to gel and effectively come together, I think that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest emphasis this season. Now, if you're talking about what they should do schematically, I think they should lean on that run and utilize the play action pass and create splash plays. I think it's a simple formula. I think it's one, though, that can win. And I think time of possession has to be of utmost importance for them. I definitely think keeping the defense healthy has to be a major priority also, you know? So basically, in my eyes, I think it's run the damn football effectively and really control the time of possession. And I think that trickles down throughout the rest of this football team, keeping the rest of the team healthy, keeping them off the field, and maximizing your ability to score points. That's just what I think the Steelers have to do here. I think that's the way they win, at least with the personnel they got. TD, do you think Russ will be back tomorrow practicing? I think you'll at least see him in team activities. I'm not sure if you see him full go 1,000%, but I do think he'll have pads on. I do think he will do some things. Yesterday, I saw him do some drills. I saw him working several times doing things. So, I definitely think he'll be back this week. Justin Meneke, what would you rate our Steelers roster out of all 30 teams for how good it is? Shit. As it sits right now, probably middle of the pack. You may lean more toward the top of the pack, considering the defense that they have. Offensively, though, there's a lot of question marks. I think defensively, they're sound. But the offensive side of the football, there's some great question marks in important places. So that need to be figured out before I can, give them that bump. But I would say like 12, 13, 14, somewhere around there. If Russ is back, I would be interested in seeing how 7 shots go. Yeah, me too, man. Definitely, I'd like to see Russell get involved here. The longer this Justin Fields being the guy that takes the reps, the more you're going to hear the rumblings from the media as they try to create the drama and try to create quarterback controversy, because what's better for their ratings and better for their clicks than a quarterback controversy? Nothing's better, baby. And they will try to manufacture that as much as possible. You bet your bottom dollar, baby. Just saying. Thank you. No problem, John. Meneke, I'd say top 20. Joe Vlogs, what's up, man? Heard bad things about Fields' play. Your thoughts? I think he has major deficiencies. I think there's people out there that are blinded by the 2 highlights they see every 2 days, on Twitter or something. On Facebook, wherever. I think people are blinded by that. And, if you see one good play, automatically he should be the starter. But he has major deficiencies, major issues. And I'm sorry, if they aren't worked out, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be in real trouble if they have to utilize him, because he can't do what NFL championship caliber quarterbacks can do. Sorry, it's the truth. It is what it is. But definitely has some things that he has to get ironed out here. And I think it was probably the best thing that could ever happen to him, allowing him to get extra reps here in the first 4 days. And I know they're without pads, but still, the mental reps at least, hopefully that helps him and helps him maybe be a little bit more comfortable starting tomorrow once the pads come on, and maybe we start to see Justin Fields grow. Hopefully we do, but as of right now, I think those deficiencies still remain. I still think you're getting the Justin Fields from Chicago, the highly inconsistent, highly inaccurate in his processing, and a run-first guy. That doesn't make sense in a league that you need to be able to throw the football from the pocket. Beer Malls, Russ is my guy. That is who I'm rooting for. Dude has solid career stats. Won a Super Bowl. If they go 0-4, I'll be the first to say yank him, though. Me too, man. I just want them to be... This is what I want, guys, from the Steelers this year. And we all have high expectations. We all have high hopes and thoughts of what they can do and what they can be, and the possibilities are endless. But my only real hope for this football team is that Mike Tomlin comes to the realization that he just has to be truthful with himself all the time and be a guy that lives in reality and not be overly loyal to players. If somebody sucks and they're not getting any better than you, giving them a couple weeks, it's time to figure it out. Don't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and being insane. That's all I ask for Mike Tomlin this year. If the quarterback situation gets messy after a few weeks, figure it out. Let Justin do it. If Justin Fields by chance ends up starting a season or something, and he's still doing the same old things he did in Chicago, Get Russ in there, whatever, vice versa. The offensive line, you have Dan Moore Jr. out there. You've seen him already for how many, 2 years or whatever in a row, not play up to a high standard. Some say that he does fabulous. I don't see it. I watch the games every week and don't see it. Maybe you make the move and get Broderick over there and let Troy Fautanu take his lumps. There's a lot of things. Wide receiver department, that's a big one too. Just be a realist this year. I put the team in the top 12 if healthy. That's fair, Russ. I can see that. Justin Meneke, do you see this being a setup for a failing season for the Steelers? Not a setup for a failing season. I think that it can be really drastic either way. I don't think this will be a middle-of-the-road football team. I don't think you're going to see another just barely 500 football team that's okay. I don't think you're going to see that. I think you're going to either see a football team that excels and does really, really well and catches the AFC North and the AFC off guard a little bit and really does well in the regular season. Or I think you're going to see a team just get their ass beat and not correct the changes and live in an insane world and Mike Tomlin have a major failure. That's what I can see. I just don't see the middle of the road stuff this year. The real one, you see that video of Raiders making fun of Patrick Mahomes? No, I didn't see that, man. I have to watch it. I have to look it up. John Broadway said, why did the Steelers get Justin Fields then? Probably just a cheap, good deal. And they didn't know that they were going to be able to get Justin Fields for that kind of deal. When they acquired Russ. They had already acquired Russ before that deal. The rumor was that the Bears were trying to, get a first or second round pick for Justin Fields, and that wasn't going to happen with his play. No team was going to be willing to do that. And the price came down. The Steelers were able to basically be handed Justin Fields for basically nothing. And that's just how that went down. And I just don't think that they knew that was going to happen. That's probably why they ended up with both of them. And it's probably a good thing that they have both of them because now they hopefully can have some outs here if things don't go the way they planned with one of them, Yes, Joe was typical Fields, not impressive. John Broadway, yes, Tomlin is insane in the dead brain. Daniel Warman, Big Ben was one of the toughest quarterbacks I've ever seen. Hall of Famer for sure. He was the beast at Miami University. Yeah, Miami of Ohio, man, he was a monster, no doubt about it. Big Ben Roethlisberger definitely was just that backyard type football player, and we grew accustomed to that because that's just a fun way of playing, man, on offense. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's big, huge, crazy moments, man. It's just a fun way of watching and playing football. Beer Malls, I'm not concerned about the defense. The running game is great. It's just last year was hard to watch with Kenny. The defense won all those games till Mason come in. Yeah, you see what this team could do with real NFL quarterback play. Lynn S. I had enough of watching Deontay catch balls and run backwards before he would try to pick up positive yard. I had enough of it, and I can know that. This is an upgrade from last year, that's for sure. I think so. I think this roster's got better. Sam Mason, pretty sure this season is going to be unreal. Defenses on super point player wise, and offense had tons of potential for excitement. Can't wait. There's definite potential there, Sam. Definitely. That's why I say it could go one or two ways here. I don't think it's just going to be a regular 500 football team. The real one, I'm going to be honest, I feel this team needs to at least make it to the divisional round. I would say AFC Championship. If not, then this season will be a bust. I don't know if it'd be a bust, but I think any season, honestly, that you don't win a Super Bowl or play in a Super Bowl game, I think it's a failure. Just my opinion. I don't think that you should be jumping for joy to win 10 games in a year and lose in the wild card round. I don't think that's exciting. I don't think that is something to hang your hat on. And I agree with you, real one. You can have a major failure if you don't get to that point. I think being in a Super Bowl, anything less is not what you're looking for. John Broadway, good night, Yins. Go Steelers. See you, man. Yeah, we've been going 63 minutes, guys. I'm hopping off here also. I'm going to get things done for the night. So, again, I appreciate you all for stopping through here to Steel City Live. I hope you're right, Russ. As always, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out the door. I truly appreciate it. And as always, share with all your friends, family on your social media platforms and help spread the word of our channel. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And if you're not watching it now, you can watch it later on the replay. So until tomorrow, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Don't forget those pads come on tomorrow. Peace, guys.